In this video, we will look at social change. After this video, you will be able to discuss the major theoretical perspectives in understanding social change, discuss the global nature of social change, and describe the influence of various factors that create resistance to social change. Social change is defined as a significant alteration over time in behavior patterns and culture. The theoretical approaches to social change are evolutionary, functionalist, and conflict theory. Evolutionary theory views society as moving in a definite direction. Early evolutionary theories generally agreed that society was progressive, inevitably to a higher state. Auguste Comte saw human societies moving forward in their thinking, from mythology to the scientific method. And Emil Durkheim maintained that society progressed from simple to more complex forms of social organization. From a functionalist perspective, Talcott Parsons viewed society as being in a natural state of equilibrium. The equilibrium model therefore suggests that as changes occur in one part of society, adjustments must be made in other parts. If adjustments are not made, society's equilibrium will be threatened. Parsons maintained that following four processes of social change are inevitable: differentiation, adaptive upgrading, inclusion, and value generalization. The dominant theme in this model is balance and stability. Society may change, but it remains stable through a new form of integration. Conflict theories contend that social institutions and practices persist because powerful groups have the ability to maintain the status quo. Change has crucial significance, since it is needed to correct social injustices and also inequalities. The Marxist view of social change is appealing because it does not restrict people to a passive role in responding to inevitable cycles of changes in material culture. People are living at a truly dramatic time in history to consider global social change. Examples include terrorist attacks, the spread of AIDS, the cloning of a complex animal, and the many social movements we experience. Maureen Hallinan noted the need to move beyond restrictive models of social change, and sociologists must predict upheavals and major chaotic shifts. When we look at resistance to social change, there are clearly efforts to promote social change, but they are a lot of times met with resistance, and that is because of vested interest. Vested interest refers to those people or groups who will suffer in the event of social change. So, for example, efforts to regulate or restrict or ban a product or service typically encounter stiff opposition from those who provide these goods and services. And why do they oppose it? Well, usually it has economic and cultural factors. So meeting high standards for the safety of products and workers can be very expensive for manufacturers. So they may resist social change by cutting corners or by pressuring the government to ease on regulations. Communities too protect their vested interests, often in the name of protecting property values. And the cry "not in my backyard" is often heard when people protest landfills, prisons, nuclear power facilities, and even bike trails or group homes for people with developmental disabilities. William F. Ogburn introduced the term cultural lag, which refers to a period of maladjustment when the non-material culture is still struggling to adapt to new material conditions. So one example of a cultural lag is the question that have been raised by the rapid, uncontrolled growth of the internet. Should we regulate it? To what extent should we regulate it? Technological innovations are examples of changes in material culture that have often provoked resistance. So strong resistance, for example, emerged in the Industrial Revolution. In England, beginning in 1811, mass craft workers took extreme measures. They raided factories and destroyed some of the new machinery. And the government at that point hunted these rebels, known as Luddites, and banished or hung them. In a similar effort in France, angry workers threw their wooden shoes, sabots, into factory machinery to destroy it, giving the rise to the term sabotage. While the resistance of the Luddites and the French workers was short-lived and unsuccessful, they have come to symbolize resistance to technology over the last 2 centuries. Another example are the urban Amish, those who resist the technological devices that have become part of people's daily life, so for example, cell phones. If you have any questions or need help, please email me anytime. I am here to help.